Good afternoon. It is Sunday, the 3rd day of April 2016. I am Ben Kitili from the KTN News Center. This is KTN Weekend at 1. Let's take a look at the top stories this hour. Condemnations over the chaos at yesterday's CORD rally in Kakamega. Maize planting begins at the Galana irrigation scheme. And 4 top Indian construction officials arrested following the collapse of a bridge that killed 27 people. Welcome to the program. Government spokesman Eric Kiraithe is accusing politicians of resorting to violence to intimidate voters ahead of the 2017 general election. Kiraithe spoke in reference to the chaos witnessed during a CORD rally in Kakamega yesterday. At least 2 people were seriously injured during a fight between supporters of Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya and those of Senator Boni Khalwale during the launch of a presidential bid by CORD principal Moses Wetangula. The violence broke out when a man hurled a tear gas canister at the podium where top CORD leaders, including Wetangula and Kalonzo Musyoka, were seated. The 2 leaders accused Oparanya of being behind the incident.
Violence and chaos cannot be tolerated as a political tool in any civilized society. While the government commiserates with those who were injured yesterday in Kakamega, we also take this opportunity to send a loud and clear message to politicians using violence as a political tool that this cannot and shall not be tolerated. The Masindo Murillo violence and chaos fits what appears to be a systematic pattern of violence being perpetuated by a clique of political elements in public places. Only that last Thursday, 2 days before the Kakamega incidents, Kenyans witnessed in utter disbelief as members of parliament disrupted solemn business of the August House, presumably to score political points. A few weeks earlier, early March, the country had been treated to yet another incident of political violence, where hired goons attacked supporters of a certain candidate in the Malindi by-election. What one leads from all these well-choreographed incidents is that some politicians and political groups in this country are using violence and chaos as a means to achieve their nebulous political goals as the country nears the general elections. The country remembers all too painfully well the loss of life, destruction of property, pain and suffering that Kenyans went through as a result of the 2007-2008 post-election violence. Nobody needs to go back into history to remember how sections in this country prepared for that very, very unfortunate incident in our history for which no Kenyan is eager to go through again. The government is determined to ensure that the country never goes down that path.
Meanwhile, politicians allied to the ruling Jubilee coalition have also reacted to happenings in Kakamega yesterday, condemning the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy Code of condoning the violence.
The signature of CORD from the beginning has just been about unplanned, disorganized hooliganism, violence. That's what defines CORD, whether it was in Kasarani, whether it's in Kakamega. And they should never attempt in any way to give any other explanation than the fact that they have their own infighting between ODM and Fort Kenya. And let me tell you, Raila Odinga should not give us any other excuse. He's the one who is frustrating Wetangula.
In a short while, we shall be taking you to Kakamega, where KTN's Chris Tairo is standing by with the CORD principal and Ford Kenya chairman and Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula. Meanwhile, National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi has told of CORD leader Raila Odinga over his remarks, blaming him for the chaos witnessed on Thursday during the President's State of the Nation address. Muturi said that he is open to criticism, but those criticizing him must provide solutions. He was accompanied by Senate Majority Leader Kithure Kindiki and the Embu Speaker Kariuki Mat. The leaders were speaking at ACK Kanyuambora during the burial of Senator Lenny Kivuti's grandmother Rakeli Wa Nicodem, who died aged 117.
Having divergent views is very healthy in any democracy. And in fact, I dare say, this country is experiencing unprecedented on the continent of Africa. The continent of Africa has never seen this kind of robust democratic space as we have in Kenya.
Heshima si utumwa. Kuna maneno tumeona juzi, na sisi watu ya Jubilee tulikuwa tunafikiria yale mambo tuliona bunge ilikuwa ya wajumbe wachache ambao walikuwa wanakosa nidhamu. Lakini jana kiongozi wa chama chao ametudhihirishia ya kwamba hao wajumbe walikuwa wanafanya kazi yake, yeye ndiye alikuwa amewatuma.
Now, a year ago, as students in Kenya were preparing to go on the Easter break, gunmen from the Al-Qaeda-linked terror group Al-Shabaab stormed the Garissa University College, killing 148 people, mostly students. Garissa University College finally reopened in January this year, but many students were too traumatized to return. CNN's Robin Crowell reports from Moi University in Eldoret, which now houses almost all of the survivors of the deadly Garissa attack.
Like many university students, Ben Kitili is on a journey, but his is different than most.
I tried to crawl. I crawled up to the door. That's where now I was rescued. And as they were rescuing me, some Al-Shabaab started coming in, and they killed that person who was rescuing us.
Shot by terrorists during an attack on his university, Ben lay for hours motionless, playing dead. 1 year on, after suffering debilitating injuries, Ben is moving again.
I thank God that I am able to walk. Currently, I am using a bicycle. I cannot walk for very long distance, but I can run, I can play, I can do very many things.
They caught us while we were in the prayers in the hall, and when they shoot us, I fall down the first door as a grenade, which hit me on my face.
Evelyn Kepchamoy can finally walk unassisted and is proud of it. This school houses almost all of the survivors of the Garissa University massacre. Hundreds of miles away from the site of the attack, it's much more secure and allows for diversion. Still, students fear more attacks and remember the friends they've lost. Like Judith Kepchamoy, she was one of Evelyn's roommates. Of the 6 girls in their dorm room, only 3 survived. 2 of them still live together. Roommate Juliet Nanjala carries one reminder of her best friend.
This gift of mine, even though it reminds me of Judy, but I don't want Judy, to wherever she is, to see that I've ignored her gift.
Judith's not here anymore, but her friendship, an everlasting gift. Robin Creel, CNN, Eldoret, Kenya.
The Galana Kulalu food security project has entered yet another crucial stage, this time the planting of the maize on the entire 10,000 model farm after 2 test crops on 500 acres each. Water and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa launched the planting yesterday and announced that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to the farm in July this year has now been confirmed. In the first test crop, 13 maize varieties were planted, with the highest yielding 39 bags per acre and worst one yielding 10 bags per acre. The Agriculture Committee of the National Assembly had raised doubts over the viability of the project, but later gave it a clean bill of health after certain costly components like milling were removed.
Today we are now harvesting the second crop of 500 acres. But we are satisfied that we can now, after doing all the necessary tests, that we are now ready to roll out the planting of the entire 10,000 model farm. So today I'm very pleased to flag off the planting, the actual planting now of the crop of the 10,000 acre model farm, using the best seeds that we have chosen from the 13 initial varieties and the recent 6 ones. So we are looking forward to a good crop. We're estimating that in another 3 months we should have this crop ready. We are also expecting the Prime Minister of Israel to visit Kenya at the invitation of His Excellency the President when we're in Israel. So I'm satisfied that NIB, our engineers on the ground, our partners from Israel have done a good job, and we are ready to go. As you know, there had been some delays, there had been issues, and in fact the whole design of this project had been questioned. So things had slowed down a bit, but after the presentation of the new roadmap to Parliament, and consultations between the Kenya government and the Israeli government, we are happy that things are back on track now, and we should be able to fast track the completion of these 10,000 acre model farm.
It is a story we'll keep keeping an eye on here on KTN News. At least 2,000 health workers have left public service in the ongoing controversy over the devolution of health services. But what is the way forward? We sampled the views of wananchi in the counties and officials of the Doctors' Union, as well as the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Cleophas Milo.
Three years of devolution.
If this facility could not be here, the child could be in danger. The district hospital, it is far away.
The gains in health services.
We have increased the number of the health facilities.
3 years ago, we struggled to do about 14, 15 operations. We go to 25 now.
The challenges.
The scarcity of medicine.
The personnel we don't have.
We have lost 2,000 doctors.
The way forward.
The budget for health to be improved.
We need more specialized staff.
What we need are structures.
Join me for a 2-part series, Health in Devolution, from this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. only on KTN News.
Now, for a more comprehensive look at the state of the health services in the country, be sure to watch the Chamwada report on KTN News tonight at 8:30 p.m. and a repeat of the same at 11:30 p.m. Elsewhere, over 60 flower farm workers escaped death not only after a bus they were traveling in was hit by a train a few kilometers from Naivasha town. 5 of the workers from Avatar Farm are fighting for their lives following the late afternoon accident. The accident occurred after the train that was heading to Kisumu from Nakuru hit the bus that was crossing the railway line.
A bus ferrying a known number of passengers from a farm called Avatar Farm. They got involved in an accident. 5 people are seriously injured. 24 of them are slightly injured. The circumstances are that the driver did not take keen interest to know that there's a train approaching. That's all.
Mi tukiwa hapa tukasikia duru, wamama wakipiga duru, wakiwa kwa basi, wakiwa ndani. Mara moja kuangalia, ndio tukaona train imekuja mbio. Na wakati sisi tumeenda kupiga nduru, hiyo train sasa imekuja kama imebomoa hiyo basi.
You're watching KTN Weekend at 1. Thank you for staying with us. We are still trying to get the connection to Kakamega, where Chris Tairo will be speaking to Kiminini Member of Parliament Chris Wamalwa over the happenings in Kakamega yesterday, where Court Principal Moses Wetangula's presidential bid launch was interrupted. We shall be getting his views and insights on that. Stay with us. This is KTN Weekend at 1.